To start, let's take a look at the incredible resource that is the Global Routes page on the bikepacking.com website. We at Ride with GPS are extremely proud to be the route tool of choice for so many epic and inspiring adventures. Our rich embeds are what make it possible to share every single one of them with you. For this video, we're going to look at the Caldera 500, an iconic route that cuts through the rugged Eastern Sierra. Weighing in at a burly 500 miles, it's a complicated backcountry route that warrants the full extent of the tools we offer to make sure you get all the information and data you need to fully and safely enjoy it. One of the first things you'll notice on the embed are the points of interest, or POIs. With 40 different symbols to choose from, POIs are arguably the most important element of any developed route. They indicate where things like water sources and campsites are in relation to the route and serve as visual snippets of data that can link to external websites to add even more utility. Next, you'll notice the elevation profile, which gives you multiple pieces of information. Not only can you see where the route line corresponds to the elevation profile by hovering along it, but you can also get that section's surface type. Alternating red and white lines indicate an unpaved section, whereas the solid red represents a paved road. You can even highlight a section of the elevation profile to see the stats for that particular stretch of the route. Now, let's say you're ready to customize the route using the entire suite of route planning tools. What to do then? Easy. Simply click on the Send to Device button in the upper left corner. Now, it's important to note that you could opt to send the route directly to your device of choice, which is a super convenient way to access the route. However, if you want to add your own POIs, change map styles, add or remove sections of the route, etc., you'll need to click on the route link itself. Doing so will take you to Ride with GPS, where you can easily modify the route however you want. Okay, now that we're on the Ride with GPS platform, there's one useful tip worth highlighting before we edit the route, which brings us back to the elevation profile. Now that we're logged in, we can highlight a section, and this time, we'll get an estimated time for that particular portion, say one of the big climbs. Keep in mind that to get estimated time, you must be logged in and have rides uploaded to your account. Once we're ready to modify the route, we go to the More dropdown and click Open in Route Planner. We'll discuss a handful of features that pertain to you as a bike packer, but one of the most useful features is the Split Route tool, which allows you to break a really long route like the Caldera 500 into smaller, more manageable pieces, but still save them all as one route. To start, click the Split Route button in the Route Tools side panel and then click anywhere along the route where you want to make the split. You'll notice that as soon as you do, two unnamed routes appear in the left side panel. Whichever is selected as the active route is the one that will get edited if you make any changes. If you want to modify the other route, just be sure to click on it before using any of the tools. It also helps to label each one by clicking the three-dot menu and clicking Set Name. Now, let's say you realize that there was a parking lot that made better sense as a place to start and end the ride. We'll mark that by adding a POI, which you can do by clicking the Add POI button in the Route Tools panel and then dragging it to the correct location. Or you can simply right-click directly where it's supposed to go and add the POI that way as well, along with some other really useful quick access tools. Notice how this POI is positioned away from both routes. Any POI that gets placed within 3 miles will get saved to both, so no need to worry about duplicating it. Taking it a step further, let's now edit both routes to reflect our new start and end location at the parking lot. Add a control point where you want to move the route line, and then drag it along, in this case, with the global heat map until it lines up with the POI. After that, do the same for the end of the other route, part 1. And now that you've split the route in two, added a POI, and modified both routes, you're ready to save each individual route. Keep in mind that after saving the first route, you need to X out and save all the others separately so that you don't lose any of your edits before moving on. Once that's done, you can either send the route to your device, share the route, or view the route separately on its own. Once your routes are saved, the next step is to create a new collection so they can all be easily accessible in one place. Once you give your collection a name, a description, and add an optional photo, hit the Save button. From there, we need to import the routes we just created. Keep in mind, you can also add your rides to a collection as well. In this case, we went ahead and split the original Caldera 500 route into a much more relaxed 8-day tour, with each day as its own color-coded route within the collection. And finally, open the mobile app and go to your newly created collection. Pull up the route for day 1 and tap the Save button so you can download the route for offline use. And that's it. You can now take any route from the bikepacking.com site, pull it into the route planner, modify and save it so you've got everything you need for your next big trip.